claw. The claw.
It's right there.
It's right there. It's right in front of you. Alright, we're in the dark today at Jeep's Rock, and that's for good reasons, because most Jeeps, if you look underneath the hood, you would think, hey, there'd be a hood light underneath there for us to work on our vehicles if we need to, if we were stranded or needed to upgrade something or replace something or even just put coolant in our vehicle. I mean, just really basic stuff. But if you had to, you could go through your emergency pack. You may have something like a candle. I mean, you wouldn't recommend it, especially over a flame over a vehicle. But when you're in emergency situations, you do what you got to do. It's ridiculous. I wouldn't use a candle over an engine, and I hope you don't. But again, if you in emergency, you might have to do that. So you might also have your typical like hiking light. And yes, you can kind of get over and get some of the hood to be able to work on. But as soon as you lean over, you're leaning over a hot engine. You may not be able to see very much. And again, if I look over to try to get exactly where I need to work, I can't see anything over on my left side at all. So without that, there's really no other solution, right? Well, guess what? I have a solution. And that solution is the hood halo. This hood halo mounts directly right here on your hood, and this is for the JK, the JL, and believe it or not, it's also for the TJ. So you just let them know what vehicle you're going to be running this on, and it's actually a very quick mount, very easy to do and install. And you have different options. If for those that are maybe running with like an S-Pod for all their other different lighting resources, you can directly just right into the S-Pod. Very simple install. And if you don't have an S-Pod, that's okay, because it also comes with the wiring that you're going to need as well, and it comes with all waterproofed, as well as it comes with a waterproof switch that you can mount right underneath the hood. So when you need it, right when you need it, even if the vehicle's not running, as long as you have power pulling from that battery, that's all you need. And again, it's going to shoot a halo all the way across your whole engine bay. So I'm going to go ahead, turn off these lights, take off my headlamp and stuff, and we'll go ahead and show you how to do this install. Again, it takes about 30 minutes is what they're saying in the directions. We're going to see if we can either speed that up or kind of give you some tips and tricks as we go through the install. But we're going to go ahead and do an install from what they recommend. And if later on we want to go ahead and pull this out, we might go ahead and put it back to the S-Pod. But for right now, we're going to use everything they've provided for us, because this is a brand new product. And again, this is called the Hood Halo. And stay tuned, and we'll go ahead and show you exactly how this is set up. And then we'll turn all the lights off again, just like we did before. And you'll see the night and day difference and the reason why you'll need a hood halo. Now what we're going to do is take our halo light. It's got a double stick backing on it, and then also each one of these LEDs has a place where you can put a screw in it, so you can do self-tapping screws, because you don't want to just rely on just a double stick tape, because again, as it gets hot underneath the engine, that's probably going to come off and you're going to let it fall into your engine. You don't want to do that either. Probably wouldn't do that, because you're going to have so much wire right here that's going to keep it from probably falling into your engine. But probably want to make sure that you want to use the self-tapping screws that comes with the kit as well. What we're going to do is you're going to double stick tape that right up here behind the back side, not the flat part, but here on this back side it's kind of at an angle. You're going to put it here, and then you're going to feed this through, and I'll show you how easy it is to feed the wire, because this wire is actually pretty thick, and so it's pretty easy to go through. If you have a stock hood, such as the one that you see behind me, you'll see that it's got a whole different layout, and at the top there aren't any cutouts for holes for what you need to do. But with the 10A hood that we have here, the 10th anniversary hood, it's a lot easier, because we have a lot of different holes that we can go through as well. So again, I'm going to show you real quickly how to run the wiring. So again, you're just going to feed this through, and if you can't get into it, it's okay. You might have a tool such as this, just like a little gripper. They're real cheap, real easy to find at a hardware store, and you just put it inside there, open up the claws, and I just do this just so I don't cut my hand, because these hoods can be very sharp inside. And then once you grab it, you're going to feed that through, and then you're going to get all the way down to the battery. So I'm just going to feed this through, and again I can pull right through if I need to for some slack. And then again, I'm just going to take the very end of this. It's a very thick wire. It's real easy and pliable to go through here. And then I'm just going to find the next portion that I can go through, which is this one. And I'm just going to keep working my way down to the battery. And I'm going to try to put it right here. Right now I don't have my cover on my inside of the hood, but I believe right here is one of the clips, and this is where it rests, so I think I can come through here. This is another clip here. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of focus on trying to get it to this one right here. We're going to use this tool coming out of this last bit right here. We're going to pull on it and then feed it through. And Hood Halo provided us plenty of wire, which I'm grateful for. It's not too short. Get that all the way down. And then when we go ahead and put our layer back on, you won't see anything, but I can't even see the wires as it is, so I may not put this cover back on. I'm not for sure how I want to do that yet. That's for another video. But what we're going to do now is we're right here, and you can see all we really need is not very much wire at all, because this is the last piece that we're going to be using. It comes with a fuse, so you don't have to worry about blowing out the lights in case something does go wrong. You've got your black and red for your negative. Those go again onto the battery. And then this, when you go to cut this wire, which we've already done a little bit here, pre-cut it, what we're going to do is you're just going to take the red and black out of here, out of the sheathing that's on here. You're going to put those on there, and what I would recommend is just do a small crimp on here, and then if you have like either a lighter or a heat gun, you just fuse those together. That way these are all watertight. And then you flip the switch, and you've got a nice halo to look at. And again, everything is watertight. Everything is really nicely done. It's all hand built. And this looks like this is a 20 amp switch for you. And they were even nice enough to go ahead and help us with our build with the red switch to match the dark side. Okay, now what we're doing is this is the remaining wire that we have. I'm not going to cut off too much in case I want to install this at a different location at a later date. What I'm going to do is I nicked it a little bit when I was trying to come through the hood. So just again, think about how sharp it is and it could cut your hand. So just be careful. Wear gloves if you have to. But if you have a tool like this, just put it right in there, cut it. And again, what I want to show you is the way this works is you just feed that through there. Start it up a few times. This has got some shielding on it. And now we have the shielding taken off of it. Take off a little bit more just to show you again. Now we have our red and black. And what you're going to do now is take each one, take about that much right there. It's very simple if you have the right tools. Okay, you don't need that. You can just use a pocket knife if you needed to. Now we have them both the exact same length. We're going to take that, feed them into each one, the red and the black, and then we're going to use this as a crimper. You just put that inside here, you crimp down, and you'll have the red and the black, and you're done. But before you do that, to save you a little bit of time, is it also comes with a lot of wire loom. And what I've done is I pre-did my wire loom. That way I'm not trying to fish it through with all these wires. I already have it done, and I just took some electrical tape, cleaned it all up. That way we don't have any other wires showing. And you're just going to feed that through, hook them up to the positive and negative. And what you can do is you can take this switch right here if you wanted to, wherever you think you want to put it. Again, this is a waterproof switch. What we're going to try to do is feed it right through here and have it flush about right here. That way if we ever need the light, we just flip the switch and then our halo will come on. Now it's time for the reveal. We showed you earlier the candle or some kind of low lighting of an emergency or whatever you can find. You have your trusty little work light or your camp light, have a cell phone light. That's going to actually run down your battery, and that's what you're going to need if you need to call an emergency to use your phone. So forget all of that. 360 degrees. I can see every piece of the hood, exactly where it's shooting off of. And again, I thought I had this clean for the video, but man, was I misunderstood on that, because I have so much that I need to clean now. But this again gives you the option, all hands-free. As long as that battery has power, you have access to that. You don't even have to have your engine running, nothing. Just a simple switch right here, turns it off, turns it on. So again, another successful install from Jeeps Rock. Thanks again for watching. Hit that little bell if you see one, that way you can know of anything we're coming up with our next video. And again, we appreciate all the support. Hope you really enjoyed this. Again, this is something brand new to market. Look up hoodhalo.com and we'll see you out on the trail.